Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you for the love and support. It is truly, truly appreciated. So, with that being said, namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you just tell me about your empathic gift. And if you feel like the video is just uplifting and give you good vibes, you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through some, trying times and just need spiritual guidance or confirmation, validation towards life path, or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, thumbs up, like, and also share the social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you so much for the love and support. It's always appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And it's called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas. The things that that break your heart be the same one to heal it. And it's true. A lot of times we go through purposes in our lives and just trying to find our footing, just trying to find where is our stepping stone at, where can I, just if your life has not been fulfilled. Because, if I allow myself to really look back and see how much my life has changed, even if I'm not in the situation I really truly want to be in, I know from what my sequence is, it done taught me so much. It really has. And you have to be at that point in time when you want things to become better. You have to change the way you respond to your life actions, to other people, the situations that you're in. Sometimes you can, especially if you're going through things back to back, and it just seems like so many people are going through that right now. It's just like it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. It just feels like you're in a moment of the trilogies of Jaws, and they keep making more, more series of it, and you just keep on finding yourself going through a situation or how you're trying to get away from a daggone great white, and those things. But it's just like when I allow myself to look at how far I have come, even if I don't even have the same people in my life that, has been in there for a long time, I'm blessed to still be able to have certain contact with people. This been almost close into my life since almost day one, since I started this. And I'm very grateful for it. Even for the people that were, disconnected from my life, I appreciate them too. It helped me grow in a lot of ways. It showed me so much within myself. Even if I look at certain videos that I've done a while back, I can see how much my vibration has really changed within myself. Just being open about those different things. Sometimes it's just like, I used to be embarrassed by certain things in my life, but it's just like, never feel embarrassed about that. Everything that you have gone through in your past has, long as you're not allowing yourself to still be in that situation, instead of, whatever your past was, it's like either it stayed the same or it got a lot worse, And sometimes if it's just behind your actions, the things you choose to do, the people, the company you choose to keep, the things that you allow yourself to invest in, the only person you can sit up here and blame is yourself. But when you allow yourself to really see that you've been putting in work, there are certain times you may have slacked on yourself, or there are certain times that you have just been hit with so many different things. You are on that vibration of wanting to give up. And those are the things, when I looked at my life, I didn't know where I wanted my life to go. I didn't really think my life can make an imprint in any kind of way, because it was always like that in my life. It was, kind of brainwashed me to believe that my life wouldn't be nothing, but now it's just like I create my reality. I don't care what you feel like my life need to be out. I can create what I feel like I can create. If I know, if I'm putting in work on my life, even though I may not know where my destination is going to allow me to plant myself at, I'm creating structure for my health as well as my mind, my frequency, and just within my surroundings. Try to my best to be grateful for everything that's coming into my life. If something just, shakes me to the core, where it just broke my heart, that, there's a lot of different things that, I allow myself to just let the emotions surface so I can allow myself to say, you know what, I cried about it. I screamed and allowed myself to let go. Now is that time, like after you done cried about it, allow yourself to make peace with it. And a lot of times it takes a while for that to happen, depending on what wounds that you are trying to heal from. Because a lot of times we just wish, why can I get over this tomorrow? Or why can I get over it when I say I want to get over it? Because you have to understand there are certain things that lies very deep. In my situations that I was looking at, it's just like certain things, even I looked at last night and I noticed how my emotions that really changed. And I was like, dang, I didn't really know I was still affected by that. But, it's just like when you go through certain situations like that, I'm like, hell yeah, this is not something just like a walk in the park you trying to, tiptoe through the tulips about, you know this is some stuff that you really have to allow yourself to self-reflect on, and that's the most strongest thing you can ever do. And a lot of times it make you feel weak if you're vulnerable, or you have emotions on certain situations. But if you keep allowing yourself to say, this happened, this happened, this happened, and you're not trying to say, let me allow myself to figure out, what can I do? Can I meditate? Can I write about it? Can I talk to that person? Or do I allow myself to really step back and really see my situation or circumstances at a different level, see it in different ways, so I can allow myself to just separate from that, because it's no longer a part of me, and I keep embodying that pain. I keep on embodying that situation, and I had to really be able to do that, because it's just like now I just try to just keep it to myself and talk to the universe, because it's not really worth on talking about with other people and stuff like that, but just allow myself to really speak, one with my guides, and allow it to just flow, and just appreciate what it's teaching me. And a lot of times when I allow myself to look back at certain situations, I had to tell myself, you don't know how blessed you are, even though you still maybe going through different things where it feels like life and folks just ain't doing right. I mean, the only person you can just focus on is yourself. You can't make nobody do nothing they don't want to do. Everybody got their line, everybody got their destination, everybody has their role on playing in each other's lives as well as their own. But it's up to them to be able to change that direction when they see where the issue lies at. But you can't allow yourself to stay focused on that. And that was more of what I usually do, and I had to be able to allow myself. It's like, if you don't want yourself to go crazy, just separate. And you have to be able to do that. Don't allow yourself to keep going down that road. Don't allow those situations to keep defining you. You are that victor of all your circumstances that you will eventually overcome. Even if you don't feel like you're sure about that, you keep placing that into your existence. When you're placing that into your existence, you're manifesting that into your reality. Whatever I'm going through, this is going to lead me towards better. Whatever is, that just kept me down, it's going to be that same thing that's going to catapult me up stronger than I did when I fell back the last time. Whatever it is that I focused on that kept slowing me down, I'm allowing myself to detach so I can catch up on my own speed and manifest in something better. What is the situation trying to show me about myself? You have to be able to know there's a lot of times people play a role in your life, and it's not that initial character they're supposed to be. If you see it as that person, no, it's supposed to be something else. Because a lot of times when we feel like, everybody plays a role into our life, our game called life, our soap opera called life, as the world and the drama turns. Empaths in hospital, something, whatever, young and involvement, I don't know. But, you're going through those different things. You have to be the best supporting actor on that. The drama, the drama actress, or you whatever, you kind of get that Emmy into your life, and what parts you have to play. That there's people in your life that's going to be a villain. There's going to be that person that's going to be that Mr. Nice Guy that you may have not seen as Mr. Nice Guy. That person was protecting you, and you probably thought it was going to be the villain. Or there's hidden gems into your life that you may have not been able to see before, until you allowed yourself to uncloud that judgment and face the clarity that you choose to do. Because a lot of times that truth lies in the clarity, but sometimes that truth, you fear that, so you don't want to touch them. Like, I ain't touching that 10-foot pole. But it's just like sometimes you have to curve those directions that you were scared to. You have to redirect yourself from where you used to curve, like, that's too intense, I ain't trying to do that, because if I do this, because you're already anticipating it's going to be worse than you already are, and that sets fear into that. So it's just like a lot of times I had to just tell myself, even with tears in my eyes, girl, this is making you so much bigger than you never imagined. You're making changes in your life that you may not even seen yourself doing in years before that. You're seeing things in a different way. You're even seeing yourself in a different way. You're applying yourself. You're being more aggressive with yourself. And it's just like you have to be aggressive with yourself a lot of times. It's not like, talking down to yourself. Just say, you know what, if you want to get out this rut, you want to get out of this depression, distress, you have to allow yourself to start thinking on things that's going to uplift you. Not about what people have done, not about how people have hurt you, how they mocked your suffering, how they laughed when you cried. Allow yourself to know that everything gets better when you allow them to become better. When you allow yourself to do that work, you're being grateful for everything you're seeing, even if the things that just really had you shook to the core. You thank God for that, because a lot of times when you ask for those situations, it comes out, but it's not in the way you've seen those. You didn't believe it was going to come towards you in those ways, and these are the things that it has to tear your heart apart. A lot of times you have to know, because there's so many different, like I've seen different posts that really projected toward me. A lot of times, positivity really can uplift somebody, but that mess that hits you deep, that really just shakes you to the core, a lot of times those are the things that uplift you in ways you never imagined, because they had to tear you away from illusions. You're allowing yourself to learn the truth, where you are casted into a lot of illusions, where people wanted you to see yourself in a certain way. When people feel like their life is messed up and they see you as that gem, they want to, keep throwing that coal on you, because they don't want you shining bright like a diamond, like Rihanna say. They don't want you to be that. Some people are just not going to support you, because they see that light within you, that you can come so much better. And sometimes people got that vibration that should have been me. It can be you, but you have to do like that other person's doing. You have to be able to heal. You have to be able to be accountable to say, you know what? Yes, these people may have played a big part in my suffering, but I joined in that parade too. Let me allow myself to hold myself accountable, even though there may have been times where I've impacted somebody's life in a toxic way. If I can make ends meet by telling that person I'm sorry for whatever I've done to you, you can do that. It doesn't mean that they have to be able to accept that, because you can't force that on anybody. But when you're allowing yourself to detach from it, like, hey, I did my part, and you were very, very genuine about it. Somebody be like, shoot, I'll apologize to her. She don't want to take it. Oh, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. But you still have that vibration of where you still aggravated by certain situations. And those are the things where, I had to be able to be grateful, because it's just like when I see certain things into my life, I can feel my blood boil when it came to certain people into my life. There are certain things that I really wanted to do, but I had to get out of that dark place in my life, because God, like, no, that's not what I have for you, and it's not going to be for you. You've seen a lot of people that could have been even connected to some kind of experience like that, and it didn't end well for them. That's not for you. It's something else is different, but you have to be able to find that within yourself. I hid that truth within you, and it's up to you to be able to find that. And a lot of times it takes you to scream. It takes you to get mad. If a lot of times, if you can go out somewhere in a place where you ain't in the neighborhood, don't make nobody feel like you getting killed or something like that, but just take your place out in solitude, and where you can just express yourself. When I said that, it made me think about the Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married? When Jill Scott was married to that tripe dude, but about to deal with that. But and the guy she ended up eventually falling in love with is like, hey, I used to come out here all the time and just cry, scream, and it made me feel so much better, and he was very peaceful until she found out the stuff that he went through. And it's just like, wow, because it's like you are not your circumstances. And a lot of times it's hard for us to separate the two. We attach ourselves to that pain. We attach ourselves to those mishaps. And I was doing that as well. I'll tell people real quick, I do that. I've done that. I don't want to say I do that, because I'm working on myself on the daily, but I have done that. I wish bad on the people that done stuff to me, because I couldn't believe the people that I trusted, whatever, did that. But then it's just like, when I allowed myself to get out that anger and that grudge and that vengeful vibration, I allow myself to say, you know what, thank you. Because it's like, through your pain, you find some kind of crazy strength. you know. And a lot of times it's hard for you to say that because I just thought I was a walking daggone, you know, jinx. You know, you just always tell me it's backwards. Why you do that? I'm like, Heyokas vibes. Now I know it is. You know, it just felt like we're a walking tragedy, you know, and I felt like that. I used to say I'm doomed from the womb, and shoot, the mind actually did it. I wasn't even in the world for almost 10 hours yet, you know, and all hell broke loose in my life. But then when I allow myself to see look at what I'm building onto this with the assistance with God, universe, my family that have crossed over, my spiritual enforcements that I may know and I may not know. Look at all the things they're helping me through. And it makes me feel good when I can actually allow myself to go through that vibration and show gratitude to that. It'll be tears flowing because it's just that when you can work towards that moment of peace in your life, you know, a lot of times it's hard for you to detach yourself from wars of shortcomings that is taking place in your life, especially if it's something you used to tell people and you're like, oh, I can't even imagine. I don't want you to. I never want anybody to be able to know what that pain I felt. But when I can allow myself to sit up here and see this situation has strengthened me in ways that I can appreciate that pain. I can appreciate, you know, the things that I had to face because it showed me of who I was. You know, it really showed me of who I was, and it redirected me towards something I never knew I could be. You know, when you become and you start allowing yourself to, you know, work on your peace, work on your stillness, you know, to get you into that, to a vibration that you never knew you can actually hit, you know, that pinnacle, that top tier. You'll start, you know, giving yourself that high five like that. You know, I went a whole day without having any kind of, you know, negative vibrations. You know, I went, you know, through a whole day of not thinking about what somebody did to me or how I felt shameful of the things that I've done that may embarrass me. But just being able to say, you know, if it weren't for those things, wouldn't allow me to correct those things, so it wouldn't be a reoccurring mistake or a reoccurring issue. You know, I allowed myself to be able to appreciate the people that hurt me because it allowed me to know, even if I don't have anybody in my corner, I have me in my corner. You know, I got all my spiritual enforcements. There's a difference between being alone and lonely. You know, maybe, you know, that path may be lonely. That's okay, but it allows you to apply a lot more attention to yourself on what needs to take place for you to be able to go to that new chapter of your peace. You have to be able to create that peace. Nobody can be able to do that for you. You know, I used to always look for that. I'm like, well, no, you your own superhero. You got to be able to do it. You know, you start ripping off clothes and stuff. You might find a cape somewhere. You know, if I'm mad, I'm super mad. I got a cape on there. You know, it was like you happy, you super happy. But you know, you're allowing yourself to go through that pain. If you need to scream, go ahead and do that. You know, you need to pray, go ahead and do that. You know, a lot of times we waste our own time when we're looking for closure in people where there's no, our closure is for us to be moving on. You know, allow ourselves to accept that sorrow we haven't got and move on. You know, allow ourselves to place that forgiveness in that person within ourselves. You know, because sometimes people don't want you to forgive them because that means that you maintain peace in your life and they want you to stay in hellish situations. But, you know, still forgive them, you know, because this is for that peace for you. You know, and when you choose to do that, you know, hey, you'll be in a better place. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. Much love to you. You know, I hope you'll be able to post a notification. Shout out to Glow Green, as well as Jennifer Cheney and Samantha and Billy Gridler, and Miranda. Pierce, much love to you. I hope you have a peaceful weekend and be prosperous at everything that you're choosing to move forward in, and whatever you're trying to manifest into your life. You know, I hope it goes bigger and better than you ever apprehend. Well,